What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an article that I ran across today. This article is by Jordan L. is what we're going to say. You can see his last name up there. It says, room for growth. Google trends for Bitcoin drop to pre-COVID-19 levels. And what I wanted to do today was talk about how the Google searches are almost at an all-time low, but our price is still holding up above $10,000. And I think that's significant, guys. And what I want to do is just read a little bit of this to you, and then I'm going to give you my take on it. Since the charts right now, we don't have a lot of movement. We went over all this stuff yesterday and the day before. So today I just really wanted to show you this article and kind of give you my take on it. And what it goes on to say here is Bitcoin continues to hover over $10,000, but it seems the lack of volatility has resulted in less retail interest in Google search volume. Although Bitcoin has been trading mostly in the 5-digit territory for the past 2 months, the retail interest towards the asset seems to be declining. Data from Google Trends reveals that the Bitcoin searches are at their lowest levels since COVID-19 crisis emerged during March 2020. And this is also on CryptoPotato.com, just so you guys know. Goes on to say, Bitcoin and Google Trends 2020 edition. The Google searches typically represent the retail interest for a particular asset, and they surge once there's a significant event in regards to its development. In the cryptocurrency industry, more likely it will shift due to the high volatility price movements in either direction. What I want to do is show this chart to you. So this is the macro outlook for Bitcoin searches on Google. And what you can see is in 2017, we hit all the way up to that 100. And right now we're basically floating between that 0 line and 25. So we'd say right around that 12 and a half, 13, 15, right in that range right now. But what I wanted to point out was the fact that our Google searches are so low in this macro sense for the Google searches, so low, but yet we are still up above even $10,500. We're up above that $10,000 with the Google searches this low. So to me, what that shows is that we have a huge amount of opportunity to still continue to run once this price potentially can get back moving to the upside and we find this bottom. We really set that strong bottom and we get moving back to the upside. We have plenty of room for this Google search to really take off for us. And you know, guys, when you look at this stuff, it's going to take that browsing interest. It's going to take those Google searches for people on the retail side to be able to research about Bitcoin and then put their money into Bitcoin once they find out that it's a good investment for them. And that's what I like to look at here, because what we have to remember is the retail aspect of this, the fact that people are still holding on to their Bitcoin or holding on to their cryptos. The search interest is so low, but yet the price still is over $10,000. I think that's really significant for us in the long term, guys. And it's something that I wanted to point out to you here today. And what this goes on to continue to say is here, consequently, Google Trends data display that the worldwide interest in Bitcoin has been declining overall. In fact, it's on its lowest point since early March. Before the pandemic infiltrated the Western world, one of the few spikes came in early September. Unsurprisingly, it coincided with Bitcoin's drop from above $12,000 to beneath $10,000. So also when you do get those dumps, guys, what you'll realize is that you're going to have more basically Google searches around that. Whenever you get that big price volatility, you're going to get more searches as well. It's worth noting that on a macro scale, the Google searches for Bitcoin are still far away from the highs of 2017. The low interest could suggest a lot of room for interest growth as BTC remains stable above 10,000 even without a serious interest from the masses. And that's what I want to point out to you guys. The fact that it's still holding above $10,600 and we have such low interest in terms of the Google search, I think that's a good thing for Bitcoin in the long term. So if you get something from this, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.